How's everybody doing? This is my Aerogarden harvest update. I wanted to do this originally, I was going to do it every couple of days or once a week. After having them now since September 11th, and today is November 4th, I've just come to realize that doing updates that frequently doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. We'll start out right here with the tomato plant. And this one actually started at the end of September. So I've already trimmed it back twice. I've cut back a lot of these leaves, or these branches right here. The ones that just kind of absorb nutrient, but they don't produce any flowers. And my camera person is out of town this week, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm going to try to watch what I'm doing while I'm watching what I'm doing, if that makes any sense to some of you. You can see flowers right there. And I play B every day. I have a little Q-tip, and I go through and touch all of the yellow flowers around the plant, and I do that, or these three plants, and I do that a couple of times a day, and at least once a day. And it was interesting because I woke up one morning and came out here, and there was a couple yellow flowers, and then several days later some tomatoes started popping up. I think that's so cool. So I have a pretty good size hand, and that's about the size of a very large pea in a pea pod. So you can see this one's quite a bit bigger. And then there's that other one hiding over there, and there's more hiding in here. And got some nice fresh flowers coming up right there. When they're this big, like this little guy right in here, they're not quite opened up enough yet to pollinate them. But this one's a perfect size, as is that one there. And I would turn these things right now, but like I said, my camera person's not here, and I don't want to set up a tripod. You can see one right in there. Yeah, and I'm going to probably lose my focus on it, but that one's already been pollinated. And it was really kind of neat the first time I came through and pollinated. Everything looked really, really neat. Some here. There's more underneath over here, and I've already moved all this around today, so I'm not going to fuss with it right now. But what was really kind of neat was I had come in a couple days later with the Q-tip, and you know, I figured, well, if you pollinate once, why not keep pollinating? And one of the flowers fell off, and I thought, okay, I've made a big mistake. I'm not doing the right thing. Where's that guy? Look at that guy right there. So here's the thing that's funny. The little flower, it turned white, and then it fell off, and I thought, okay, I killed it. And then like a day or two later, this little tomato popped up. So I'm not saying that's a sign that you've got a tomato that's going to grow, but it seemed like instead of the flowers dying, which I've experienced in aquaponics when I was trying to grow cucumbers, was that maybe that I actually did pollinate it, and the flower did what it was supposed to do, and the seed had been planted, and 9 months later, you've got a tax liability for 18 years. Okay, enough of that. So let's move on here to the first one, Aero AG1, I call it. Oh, and I just want to note right now, I've got all the lights pulled up to their highest level, just so it makes it a little easier on me to try to do this, since my camera person's out of town in a tropical place on the other side of the planet where they don't have to worry about anything. This is the Genovese basil. This is the second iteration of the first planting, in that I've harvested it once almost completely. You can see it's a pretty good root, or stem, I guess. Yeah, here's top of one. I just had whacked off. But it had gotten almost all the way up to the 12-inch mark of the light, and was doing some cooking. Was also gifted, actually, in all told, 3 gallons of freshly picked habanero pepper. So it was. I used a lot of basil to help try to calm that down. Here's the time. Not sure what time I'm going to use this, but I'm sure when that time comes, I will know exactly when that time is. The ridiculous puns, but it's really nice. Oh, and it's neat too, because here on this Genovese basil, I've taken some photographs, and they're on my Flickr page. They get a really cool purple flower on the top of it. It's just a flower. It doesn't do anything else other than look cool, in case you're wondering. And here, the star of the show today, actually, the dill. And for me, this is the star of the show because I love to make pickles. So I now have enough fresh dill, and I'm not growing my old cucumbers yet, but that's forthcoming. But I now have enough really nice, oh, it smells so good, dill, so I can make my own pickles. So I have some cukes, and I've got some thyme, which I think this will be the time when I'll use this time. And I'll probably throw a little basil in there, which I've not done before when I've pickled, but I will be this time. My parsley, it's not growing. It's just not growing as fast as I want it to. And then hiding out back here is what's left of the new growth of the Genovese basil. And I've harvested this 3 times or better. And it's doing really well. Then finally, let's come over here to the romaine. And again, that lights all the way up. So this romaine, I don't have anything I can grab and give you a point of reference. I should have maybe grabbed a ruler, but this is the second growth. I gave this a haircut a week or so ago. If you look at one of my other videos, I've done some time lapses, and in the middle of one of them, you'll see that it's got leaves, and then all of a sudden it doesn't, and that's because I harvested it. I have a big salad spinner, lettuce spinner. I filled it up to the top, and it was just awesome. But this second growth here, you can just kind of feel it in your fingers. It's a little firmer, but I will tell you, it's very sweet. I cut it using a regular, like, medical scissors, and I've seen people recommend that you use like a plastic kitchen knife. In other words, not metal, because you don't want to get this brown on the edge. And I agree, that's a really good point. But if you look at the rest of it, I cut it all the same. There's only a handful of them that are like that. Most of them, this guy right up here, he seems to have a little bit, or she does, it does. Seems to have a little bit. That's easily enough trimmed off. But by and large, got no problems with it. Man, this is the second harvest. This one here was set up on September 11th. And it was a couple of weeks later when I set up the one with the tomatoes. And then I had 3 tomatoes and 3 romaine pods in there. And that's when I realized that you can't do that. And that's through the great people, the advice of the great people on Aerogarden Addicts. I definitely recommend, if you're considering getting involved, just log in, create an account so that you can see what people are doing. It's a really great channel. Lots of information. People are very friendly, very helpful. Very knowledgeable. So, go back to this guy here real quick. The other day we had BLTs, and it was kind of neat. My wife came out here, grabbed a pair of shears, cut herself off a couple of leaves from over here, and we had fresh lettuce. And I did the same thing. I work from home, and a little club sandwich today. I got to remember to pay my membership dues for the club. Oh wait, it's not a club. And it's a nice fresh lettuce to go right with it. So anyway, that's where we are. It's an update, November 4th. So if you guys tuned into the first one and expected to see weekly updates, I apologize, but I'll do them every couple of weeks. Doesn't make sense to do it every single day. Although I do time lapses, and some of those have been posted. So that's kind of neat. I run about a 6-day time lapse so that you can get an idea of what it's doing overnight. I usually do it at 1 minute increments. So there's a lot of data, but it's interesting to see what the plants do overnight and then during the day. All right, well, hey, thanks for checking it out. Hope everyone's doing well. Be safe and healthy. Peace.